Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the Jojo main characters tier list. This consists of the protagonists, the main villains, and like their crew. This is only parts 1 through 6. I have read parts 7 and 8. I think 7 and 8 are the best parts in the series in my opinion. But I found this list and I didn't want to make my own, so I'm doing it this way. Plus there's a lot of anime onlys out there, so I'm not going to spoil you in parts 7 or 8. But yeah, let's just jump right into this. And one thing I'll say is that I don't see part 3 Joseph Joestar on here, or like part 4 Jotaro. So I guess how we're just gonna do this in like their each respective parts. So like I'm only gonna look at part 3 Jotaro, part 2 Joseph. So yeah, part 2 Joseph, I'm S tier. I mean, he literally predicted me putting him in S tier. He knew what I was going to say next. Like, I think Jonathan Joestar is a good character, but I think he's relatively boring. Joseph is not relatively boring, which is why I think part 2 is so much better than part 1. Dario Brando, the worst father award? Question mark, right up there with like Jing Freaks and like Yasop from One Piece. Dio might be my favorite character in JoJo. Might be. I'm not sure about that. I think Dio's whole like heaven plan that was revealed in part 6, I think is, I mean, I know I said I'm only going to look at them in their respective parts, but Dio, I feel like I have to look at all of them. In part 1, I mean, he really was just a guy with daddy issues. In part 3, though, he just had this presence that like couldn't be denied. And he had like all these underlings and stuff like that. And then in part 6, you realize what his true intentions were and how he trained Poochie. And it's just, he is the curse of the Joestar family. And I fucking love it. Cars, I think, is a cool villain in terms of design and in terms of powers. But as a character, he's probably the most boring villain. So B tier. I think her name is Anne. I don't remember. Boring as fuck. She's just a kid. Erina, Jotaro's mom, just characters that exist. Strizo, they try to make him a thing in the beginning. Joseph beat him. I like the part where he like takes some random woman fucking hostage, and Strizo was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do about this woman?" And then Joseph's like, "I don't even know that woman, and she's ugly." And it's like, yeah, that's what I fucking love. That's the only thing I love about Strizo, but Strizo's kind of boring. Jonathan, I'll put not necessarily an A tier. I mean, I feel like he is the best introduction to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, in my opinion. I think he's just down to earth. He's just a nice guy, good guy. He has cool powers. He introduces Hamo in a cool way. Granted, Joseph does do it cooler, but I feel like it's just a great introduction. Wes, I mean, she's a character that exists. Same thing with Tonio Trendy. They're characters that exist. Abakio is cool, and I don't think he deserved to die, personally, at least not in the way that he did. His stand, Moody Blues, it's pretty cool. It's like, there's a stand in part 8 that I think is just that, but like cooler. But Moody Blues is cool, and it looks cool. Plus, like, he was a police officer, and like, he got caught doing the wrong thing, you know, whatever. I like his backstory, he's cool. Honestly, I've seen a lot of people online say they don't like Honestly because it copied Diavolo. I think Honestly is just Diavolo, but better. Granted, he's not a villain, but like, to me, he looks cooler. He's a cooler character. He's definitely my favorite character in part 6, for sure. He looks cool, pink hair, fishnets. I like his stand. I like how he wants to marry Jolene, and in the end, well, technically he doesn't in his universe, but he does in another universe. So yeah, that's true. Wamu is the best villain in part 2. His fight with Joseph and his whole like, oh, Caesar was a warrior, so I gave him a warrior's death. Like, that's cool. Like, he actually has like morals as a fucking villain, which like a lot of fucking villains in JoJo do not have morals, but he actually does, which is cool. Arrivederci. That's all I gotta say about Bruno Bucciolati. Bruno Bucciolati is the main character of part 5. He's so cool. Like, straight up, like his stand, sticky fingers. Though, like, I didn't really fall in love with the guy until the train. Like, if you know the train, then you know the train. That was the best part. That was the best part of part 5, in my opinion. Caesar, I'm not the biggest Caesar fan. I think he died for no fucking reason. I don't know why they wrote him to like go after Wamu in the fucking like castle. Either way, I mean, I think he was kind of boring. And like, let's get William Zappelli here too. I think they're both just random fucking people that are boring as fuck. Speedwagon, every single thing. Oh, Speedwagon Foundation, Speedwagon Foundation. Not to mention Speedwagon's wife, it was fuck. We all know that. All right, I cannot. Oh, Stroheim's this tier. I mean, like, he died doing what he loves. Do I support what he loves? Not really, but like, he was there. He was definitely there. He showed up at the end to help cars. He had those ultraviolet lights or whatever, and like, he was a robot cyborg, like German ingenuity at its finest. It's cool. Diavolo, okay. Diavolo and Doppio. I feel the same way. Like, take everything verbatim that I said about cars and apply it to Diavolo. They're cool. They're cool designs. Their fights are cool. But I think as a character, they're kind of boring as fuck. I think Diavolo is better than Cars, though. Why can't I think of this guy's name? Oh, Emporio. Wait. Is that right? Am I thinking of the right? Yeah. Emporio's cool. His stand is burned down the house, which is a cool stand. It is a subspace stand, which I really like. I really like how he was the one who beat Poochie. I think that Poochie, you know, him coming in saying like, you're gonna go use your stand no matter what, and then he's fighting it, but then he does. And then he uses weather report stand to kill him. Not to mention, he's just like this mysterious character. It's just like, he's cool. To me, he's like the main character of part 6. And Yaba, I mean, she exists. Why can't I think of her name? Why am I I'm gonna blank on. Why am I blanking on her name? Either way, she's cool. The A tier. I like her stand kiss. It's OP. It's fun. It's pretty cool. You know, when I first saw her use her, when she was doing the fight against a guy who like kills himself, like, I thought that it was like one of the funniest fights in like Jojo, where he's just like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, and she's like, no, you can't kill yourself, and she just like straight up is like, no, you gotta do it, blah blah blah. Like, it's funny. It's a shame that I straight up just cannot remember her name right now. AC/DC, he fucking sucks. I'm gonna say it like that. Foo Fighters, also known as FF. I like her more. Well, maybe I don't, because I can't remember her fucking name right now. But Foo Fighters is cool. She is a stand. She's she's plankton or whatever. She can heal. She likes water, and she's fun. Giovanna, A tier. He's kind of boring, but I like his stand, and I think Gold Experience Requiem is one of the coolest stands of all time. And I think Part 5... I've seen a lot of people say they don't like Part 5, and it baffles my fucking mind, because Part 5 to me is definitely the best part that has an anime. And Giorno, I feel like, is one of... He's not one of the best protagonists, but I'd say he comes from one of the best parts. Mista. I love me some Mista. His stand is very interesting, because, like, you would think that it would be the gun, like Whole Horse, but it's not the gun. It's the things that redirect the guns, and it's cool. Plus, him as a character, him and Giorno are the only ones who survived at the end, and I think that he was the one who deserved to survive. Plus, I like his design. Alien guy, we don't know if he's an alien or not. He could be a stand user or an alien. We don't know. Beats here. Hayato, I mean, he's there. He's definitely there. He definitely helped beat Kira. He's just a character. Whole Horse is funny. He has Joseph's signature like run away, which I like. Plus his stand is kind of funny. Or sorry, his fights are kind of funny. Like how when he was tricking Polnareff and like Polnareff was using his tongue to like do all that shit. I think he's funny. I think he should have joined the part 3 gang, the Stardust Crusaders. Iggy, he's a dog, so beats here. I mean, obviously him as a character, he doesn't really have a character besides being a dog, but he is a dog, so beats here. Jolene's cool. I think she's kind of underrated in my opinion. I don't know why people hate part 6 so much. I think part 6 was a fantastic part. To me, Jolene was really cool. I like how her stand, isn't as overpowered as like gold experience or like star platinum or anything. I feel like it's one of the more humble stands, you know, besides like the infinity thing. But yeah, Josuke, probably. See my favorite protagonist. He might be. I think Josuke is a wonderful protagonist, especially for part 4. I think part 8 Josuke is better, but part 4 Josuke, I like his stand, how like it can heal, it can recreate, or it can rebuild, or like destroy anything and build it in different ways. I think that's really cool. I think his stand has a cool design, and like he's one of the more humble characters, I guess you can say, because he comes from a small town. We don't really see him outside of Morio, and I think he's just a fun character. Kakyoin, I think Kakyoin is boring as fuck, personally. Like, I don't get him. Kira, I think, is one of the best villains in the series. I think the only ones I like more than him are Poochie, and I like part 7's villain more. But I like how his stand is perfect for what he does. It's perfect for being a serial killer, because like he can like destroy all evidence because of his stand and stuff, and like he likes to take these women out on dates, well, with their hands and stuff, and like it's kind of creepy how there's been a serial killer in this town for so long, but like nobody fucking knew because he was so smart about it. And like if his button didn't come off his jacket, nobody would have ever fucking known, and that's fucking crazy to me. I want to put Kishibe in S tier. I haven't seen Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, but I do really like his stand, Heaven's Door. I think it's one of the most overpowered stands in the show. I mean, it is a Rocky self-insert character. I think his stand's really cool. Plus, like he's a pretty cool character. S tier. Why can't I think of your name? Why I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on his name right now, but his stand, Echoes, is a really cool stand. I think that you know, it introduced the whole evolving thing, which we see again in later parts, and I think his stand's overpowered. Plus he's cool. I don't like his design. Jotaro, I mean, Jotaro is probably the best protagonist. I mean, he's in all the parts. I mean, I like him more in part 4 and part 6 more, but like part 3 Jotaro to me is like badass as fuck. He gets shit done in his way. He bluffed his way through a poker game. He's never fucking played poker in his life. He just orders all the time, and that's fucking badass. And he beat Dio. Oh, that's Lisa. Lisa's hot, but she's boring, so it beats her. This girl, she's definitely a stand user. Malone, again, definitely a stand user. Avdol is B tier. He's cool. I like him more than Kakyoin. I just think he's a little bit boring. But I do like his stand, and I like his design, so B tier. Narancia is cool, but I think out of the part 5 crew, he's probably not the weakest in terms of strength, but the weakest in terms of like characters I like the most. Besides Trish, which we'll do that now. I'm really not a Trish fan, so C tier. Okayasu. Oi, Josuke, I am Okayashu. I have removed my ribs to suck my dick, or whatever he says. Okayasu's funny, and his stand is OP. A tier. Polnareff is funny as fuck. He's like the comic relief character in part 3. And his stand is overpowered as fuck. Like, I mean, it's just as fast as Star Platinum. I mean, he was literally keeping up when he fought him, when he had like the sword stand, Anubis. And like he was there, and he survived. So A tier. Poochie's probably my favorite villain that isn't from part 7. Poochie, I like his design, I like his character. He's a priest. I mean, he is a priest. Like, he has a career that isn't just being fucking evil. Like, and that's cool. I mean, Diavolo technically has that too, but like, this is an actual like thing that quote unquote anyone can do. But being a priest is cool. I like how his stand evolves 2 different times. I think Sea Moon is kind of lame, but I think Made in Heaven and White Snake are cooler. But I think Poochie as a character, to me, it's just like how he believes in heaven. His whole thing about how he's gay for Dio and he like wants his memories, like, to me that's really cool. You're definitely a character. C tier. I'm gonna put Risotto Nero in B tier, just because the fight between Doppio and him was dope as fuck, and he looks cool, but we don't really know anything about him as a character, so B tier. Shigechi, I'm sorry, I don't like Shigechi at all. This guy from Port 6. Oh, Limp Biscuit. Is this Limp Biscuit? Flaccid Pancake? I'm pretty sure this is Flaccid Pancake, so A tier, because that's one of the best localization names. Next up, we got the Green Baby. D tier. Who fucking cares? Weather Report, I'll give an A tier to. No, Weather Report, I'll give an S tier to, because his stand is OP as shit. It was the one that beat the main character. And, like, he's cool. You know, he's like this mysterious, like, oh, my memory was taken from me. What was I? What was I? And then, oh, you think that, like, the weather is OP. And then, like, he summons all these frogs, and you're like, oh, shit, the weather really is OP. And then he gets his memory back, and it's like, oh, shit, his actual stand is subliminal messaging. His stand just gets progressively more OP as time goes on. And it's fucking crazy. Fugo. Remember how I said that Narancia was probably the worst? Fugo definitely is. And Yukako is cool, so A tier. So yeah, that's my list. If you have any... oh, her name is Hermes, by the way. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, just let me know. That's about it. See ya. And if you have any like complaints, let me know about that too. Yeah, see ya.